I ask for the truth on behalf of Dez Giv concerning career issues. And I ask this in the name of truth, right conduct, peace, love, and non-violence. Blessed be to the truth always, and blessed be to the crow, the carrier of souls from darkness into light. And we cut the deck for you there, Des, and we'll place the cards to the side here. And we'll deal out 3 tarot cards for you, given by Crow. Of course, Crow is king here. The 3 cards we will deal. The first card is in the position of the recent past. It's about 3 or 4 weeks or so ago, about a moon phase behind, as I always say. And then Dez Giv just here right at present, the present influence. And then of course finally here you have your immediate future influence. And that's about 3 or 4 weeks or so into the future, isn't it? Let's see what was going on 3 or 4 weeks ago, from a career point of view, of course. So it means that the meaning of this card, or how we interpret this card, is relevant to your recent past from a career perspective. So let's just bring the card round here. We'll flip it nice and slowly, not to disturb the energy, just nice and steady there. And notice how you've got there the 2 of Wands. Crowley calls the 2 of Wands the Lord of Dominion. This has got like an Aries sort of feel to it going on. In this particular case, it really points toward, I suppose, your, I don't know, entrepreneurial, is that the right way of saying it? Your entrepreneurial side, maybe. Maybe you've been recently thinking of going alone in some way, shape or form, or capacity or whatever. You've been enterprising in that sense. Maybe you feel you've come up with a good idea, but this is your idea, and of course, if you've got any patents or anything like that or whatever, then of course, or if it isn't patented, now's the time to get it patented before somebody may steal the idea. If there's such a thing as, can you steal an idea? I don't know. From this sort of point of view, though, notice the 2 is, the number 2 is to do with the element of air. Well, the numbers 2 and 3 are to do with the element of air, which is to do with space, the spirit of the East, to do with creative and transmissive powers. So you could say creative and transmissive powers of fire, which is spiritual essence. Creative and transmissive powers of spiritual essence, as if you're communicating the very essence or the very spirit of what you're trying to do. And of course, in this particular case, it is to do with energy. Fire is to do with energy, or Wands is to do with energy. So you could say space of energy, and as if you're sort of giving space to whatever's energised within you right now. I suppose you could call that giving space to an idea. Bold, of course, being bold and speaking out, regardless of the clouds that may have been hanging over you just recently. Nevertheless, over the past 3 or 4 weeks or so, you've come through the other side in that sense. I'm sort of looking on here, although I don't think it is really yellow, it's more of a whitish colour, but I'm sort of looking onto the yellowy sort of part of it, as if the gut chakra, as if you're feeling it there, or you're doing something from the gut. You're doing it because you feel good, or you feel right about doing it, or you feel it's the right thing to do. It's basically like when you play a musical instrument, you play from the gut, don't you? Similar sort of thing. I want to pull out the next card here. I want to see what's going on in your present, what's happening right now. This, of course, is the effect of what's recently been taking place. Did your entrepreneurship or your idea take off, or did you manage to communicate it to the right people, or what's going on there? I don't know. Let's just pull this card out here, and we'll just bring that round, and we'll just flip that nice and slow there to reveal what that energy is. As you can see there, you've got the Knight of Swords. Swords is to do with the element of air. Now, just how the numbers 2 and 3 are to do with the element of air, Swords is connected to the element of air as well. And the Knight is also to do with the element of air. The airy part of air, I suppose you could call that. The Knight of Swords, though, is really more to do with, I suppose, of course, your intent upon what you want from this. But of course, it could be a longing, like, how can you say, if only. Like a hunger, as if there's something you long for right now, if only. I've got a feeling as though here, from a career perspective anyway, I'm sort of getting as though, yes, you had a good idea and you communicated it, but right now you're thinking, if only the right people had heard me when I said it. Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra there, I think, trying to sort of balance things out, emotional, maybe, I don't know. Although communication, of course, is to do with the element of air, isn't it? Air, the swords, as you run it through the air, just like communications go through the air. The sword is a two-edged sword, of course. What you put out comes back. So maybe you will hear something, I don't know. But nevertheless, I get this blue, the blue of the throat chakra there. As if Crow is sort of covered in blue. The throat chakra blue is, of course, to do with communication as well, isn't it? Communicating how much you long for, if only, how much I hunger for change, or how much I hunger to get out of this rut. This idea was mine. I thought of this. I'm not saying somebody else has stolen the idea from you. I can't say that. But certainly, like I say, from a career point of view, you've been bold, you've been enterprising, you've claimed what's yours in the sense of your place or your space. Wherever I lay my hat is my home, or wherever I put my sort of idea is my thing there, I don't know. But certainly, right now, which is where we are anyway all the time, but right now as we speak, there's just this longing, as if I got a funny, although you have not got disappointment, if you know what I mean, I got a sort of feeling as though there has been a disappointment, maybe a bit further back in the past. Why, I don't know. Maybe because of the fact that you're longing for maybe what you wished for back then, or maybe what you had back then, I don't know. I want to see what the immediate future has to offer here, because just around the corner in the next 3 or 4 weeks or so, I want to see what this has got to show us. Well, would you believe that? The Two of Cups. Crowley calls the Two of Cups the Lord of Love. But this tends to focus on the nexus, on the partnership. As much as you're longing to, so that's what it is. You're longing to go either in business with somebody, in partnership with somebody, as in strength lying in numbers. Well. It does. So that's what it's all about. It looks as though you're going to get what you're after, in the sense of going into partnership. Instead of being employed by somebody, you will, I suppose, be self-employed with somebody else in partnership with somebody else, maybe in business and selling something, or this idea that you've got, maybe somebody who can help you get this idea off the ground. Not necessarily, it might be somebody with money, but not necessarily that. It could be just somebody who's in the know about a particular aspect of what idea you've got, but you don't like. You want a solar powered car, but you don't know how to make a car. They know about the engines and everything, and you can just do that, the other side, the electronic side. That sort of thing, in the sense that you know what you want and you know part of it, but there's something that you need somebody else to help you with, and that partnership is there. Somebody is there who's prepared maybe to give their time for you, of course, and create a nexus between you and them. Of course, we tend to say don't mix business with pleasure, don't we? And if this is in the literal sense the Lord of Love, in the sense of it's a female who decides to be in partnership with you, then of course what happens after that I don't know. Is there like a bit of something else going on there? I don't know. Given your recent disappointment back here, beyond the recent past, maybe not. You have to be pragmatic about this, in the sense of a love affair as a partnership, just like a business partnership, or from a career point of view, a career partnership is highly likely to be a business partnership or whatever. Not so much, you won't be serving somebody, you won't have somebody serving you, you'll be walking beside them. And this will take off. You probably might even know who it is, but right now you're longing for maybe somebody you know, and you're longing to meet or longing to be in business with. If only they've got more. It could be the fact they've got the money, in the sense, if only I had the money they've got, they could help fund it.
It's 0 hours.
It'd make a bit of money for them, and my idea. We all come out of each smelling of something nice, I suppose. Maybe it's you with the money, but you just need the right way to channel it, and the right talent to go in partnership with to fund your idea, to get it taken off. Maybe the partnership as a group of people, like a factory, or a group of people who can help manufacture what it is you're after. I don't know. It's that sort of. Not so much that, but that sort of thing. But it's just around the corner for you there. So with that, I think for now, just for now of course, until maybe another reading, or in case we draw on next time, maybe there does. For now, these cards have spoken.